Hi there, savewith.crypto here. Okay, so back in January 2023, this year, I made this video called Why I Think ZoidPay could 20x in the very near future and what on earth is Wand all about. And here I was talking about the ZoidPay token and the reasons that I thought it was going to 20x. Now, did it? Well, guess what? It didn't. I mean, back in January, the price was around about 5 or 6 cents, and today I think it hit an all-time low of about 1.5 cents. Really not impressive at all, actually. Now, the reasons that I gave back in January are still valid. The problem is like a lot of the things that were supposed to happen just didn't happen or didn't happen on time. And I think this is causing a bit of distrust, or people are just giving up. So one of the things I talked about in my video back then was this god-awful company they use called Philip, who provided the kind of interface with the ZoidPay Chrome extension and ZoidPay itself, and this was the way you kind of bought things, and it was this extension here actually. And the idea here was that, you could just go to any checkout, put in the amount you wanted to pay, and then you could sort of pay from what was then your MyArt app on your phone. You could click a QR code and then you could actually buy anything with crypto. It was really clumsy. It didn't work. And every time you used it, it seemed to cost a load of money. And I honestly never used it for anything because it was just useless, really. Thank God, Philip have gone now, and they are not going to use them. But in the past couple of weeks, we've had emails from a company who I'd never heard of, who were called like 28.eu. And at first I just thought this was a scam or something like that. And it was just like, make your account here and transfer your funds. So I was assuming it was some sort of Nigerian scam or something. It wasn't. It was actually what was Philip. I mean, Philip don't seem to have changed their name at all, but I got this random email from like 28.eu saying transfer your funds. Turns out that's the money that was in my Philip account. It's actually about half an eGold, which was a bit annoying really, because it's like, it's enough to bother about. What they wanted me to do was to go through the registration thing, all the KYC bollocks and all that sort of thing. And they said, okay, your account will be ready in 48 hours. That was about 3 days ago. So that's not happened. So that's rubbish. So the whole Philip experience was just diabolical in my mind. Now, I did this interview with Edward Anici back in March of this year, and it was great. He was like really on form. He was like really good. I mean, I do love the guy to bits. I think he's fantastic. And I really like ZoidPay. Don't get me wrong about that. It's just that, I can see why people are getting annoyed. But anyway, he did confirm that the Philip thing has gone. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. But, I can imagine people trying to get the money back off this company they'd never heard of, who aren't responding. They're taking longer than they thought to do the KYC. And at that point, you must just think, oh, sod it. I'm just going to give up with ZoidPay and not bother at all. So I think the Philip thing was terrible. If you look back at this video from January, I was talking about a tweet that was from October. And at this point, Edward was saying that the Super app is coming soon. Okay, now that was October. We're now almost in August. There's a possibility that some of us might be able to test the beta version of the app next month. So unfortunately, that's, it's going to end up being like 10 months at least from this tweet here. And things like the multiple blockchains, that's on the roadmap. It was on the roadmap, supposed to have happened in Q2 for the Ethereum blockchain. Didn't happen. I believe all the stuff's imminent, but things have been imminent for over a year now. So I don't know. It's I can see why people are losing trust. That's what I'm saying. Now, it looks like ZoidPay are doing a new website, but unfortunately it's one of these ones with the really complex graphics on it, and it doesn't work properly, doesn't scroll. I've got a 100 meg connection here. It's not the fastest connection in the world, but it's certainly 100 times better than the one I had back in France. If I was looking at this on my French internet connection, it wouldn't work at all. I wouldn't be able to even scroll. It scrolls really badly. I don't know. I don't think the website's good, to be honest. So I think that's going to put people off. And if you look at the kind of stuff that he was talking about back in October last year, multiple blockchains didn't happen. Fiat and crypto payments, you can't actually do it anymore because, you could, well, presumably you could do it with the Philip thing, but it was so horrible that nobody ever used it, I wouldn't have thought. Multi-currency IBANs, that isn't there. Multiple bank accounts, haven't even got one. So, none of that happened, and that was a long time ago. And I suppose we should talk about One Life Rally. Okay, this is just a bunch of rich guys who drive nice cars around, and they teamed up with ZoidPay to do this thing where you could mint some NFTs. I did actually get one because what it kind of promised was lots of advantages and stuff that you could use, especially as a ZoidPay shopping owner. You could use it to stake, to give my stakers a better APY and all that sort of thing. Now, typically the rally finished about a month ago and nothing happened. So everyone's got these NFTs that we all paid 10 eGold each to mint. And some people got quite a few, and we're just hanging on to them with no use for them. I think they will have a use, but at the moment, there's none. Back in a tweet from last year, Edward talked about the WAND token, saying that the launch of WAND was coming very soon. Now, I believe this was supposed to happen on some sort of launch pad, possibly the Multiverse X launch pad, maybe. Now, the only people who have got WAND at the moment are people like me who have been farming WAND on this farm here on stake.zoidpay.com. I have generated 136,000 WAND, so I believe that's worth about $40,000. But unfortunately, this figure wasn't displaying correctly for a long time. In fact, at one point it said I had something like $43 million worth, which I don't think was ever true, actually. But now it says this figure here, which I still think is maybe a bit large, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Now, we were supposed to be able to withdraw some of this in August, which is next week, isn't it? But if you go to the harvest thing, it says harvesting will be enabled on the 28th of January 2024. Did I read something wrong when I set it up? Anyway, whatever. Looks like I can't do anything with that unless that message is wrong. At the moment, I can't really believe anything I see here because this has been wrong for so long. And while we're here, some of the shopping pools have been displaying the wrong kind of figures here, which I believe the devs are working on. But, everything is it'll be next week or available soon. And in Telegram groups such as the ZoidPay price chat, this is like an unofficial group, but, there's some girls fighting in there and, just being very negative, really. So that isn't good, is it? There's so many things that just aren't quite right at the moment, but I think in time it'll be fine. But at the moment, I can honestly see why a lot of people are just sort of saying, sod it, I'm just going to take my money out, take the loss, and then invest it in something else, I'm not going to do that. I'm way too invested into ZoidPay, and I've got my shopping pool, and I intend to use that as part of, a business in the future. It's going to be hopefully my livelihood. If we look at the chart of ZoidPay USD, it looks bloody awful, to be honest, actually. It looks like they've gone out of business. It's 99% down from its all-time high, so it's gone down 99%, and it can easily go down another 99% from here. I don't think it will, though. I think 1.5 cents. I think 1.5 cents has got to be the bottom, surely. Looking at it in the eGold, ZoidPay eGold, that doesn't look very impressive either. That's down to 95%. So what do I think? Well, I think they need to get their act together and actually get some things out, actually get it out so that, people can actually use ZoidPay for what it's intended. Actually get the app out there, get the cards, at least get the virtual cards out. So, at least we can buy shit with it. And the whole beauty of the Multiverse X blockchain is the ridiculously low fees for everything, So it really is something you could use on a day-to-day basis almost. So there you go. I'm bullish. I can see why a lot of people aren't. And I do think 1.5 cents is the bottom. I think if it does go down to 1.5 cents, I shall buy some more. I am really confident about ZoidPay, but there's so many things that are so slow. Now, there was an AMA last Friday. Edward did say that the problem is a lot of the deadlines were relying on third parties, and the third parties is kind of slowing it down. The only thing I'd say to that is, if you're not sure you can promise something, don't promise it, because when you don't meet the deadlines, people get upset. Now, also in the AMA, George Bakalis asked, how do you justify all this multi-month drop in price, even below the price of acquiring the currency 5 to 6 years ago? Good question. Okay, Edward said, in this long journey, we realised that everything is possible in the crypto space. This is not a pleasant view for you or for us, and that is why we started to implement the last strategies to help the token price in this market conditions. We strongly believe that if we continue to put in the extra work and deliver everything that we set out, it will be reflected in the price as well. Also, bringing transparency at a whole different level than other projects will showcase our dedication and devotion towards you and the vision we have going forward. I think that was a pretty good answer, actually. I mean, at the moment, I can't see why the price would go up other than people buying it to speculate on it. Now, I believe when we got the Super App, there will be premium tiers where presumably you'll have to have or stake a certain amount of ZoidPay, maybe, or I don't know, maybe even Wand. There will be something like that, so there will be a kind of utility for ZoidPay. But at the moment, there's no real reason to have it apart from the nice APY you get in shopping pools or maybe meta staking. But honestly, at the moment, why would you pick ZoidPay? I mean, there was some stuff on the roadmap about sort of, using influencers to spread awareness of it. But this one by Austin from Altcoin Daily, I mean, clearly the guy was paid. He knew nothing about the product, and it starts off by saying...
Now this is launching in late May, early June, so
Yeah, okay, it didn't happen in late May, early June, did it? And I don't know, this was actually all wrong. He kind of basically just read the website that was out of date. He got all the stuff wrong about the fillet thing. He just made everything sound really good when it was actually really bad. And I just think there was a bit of money or time wasted there. And people like Wendy O were there, and she clearly had no clue about what it was all about. I mean, I like her as well, but to me it was just a paid shill, and it probably wasn't done very well. I mean, why the hell they didn't ask me, I don't know, because I know more about ZoidPay than quite a lot of people, I think. Now, what they did introduce last week was something to do with Burnify.app, where something to do with burning tokens and stuff. I don't know what this is about, to be honest. Apparently it's a good thing, I don't know. But if you know about that, please let me know. For me, connecting a wallet to something that says burn sounds like a terrible idea. So I'm probably not going to get too involved with it. So there you go. That's my thoughts about it. I think that the fact that the price is down at the moment, I still think it's a good time to buy it. I really hope I'm not wrong, because I have got quite a lot of money invested in this. But I honestly don't think I am. I think it's just going to take time. Anyway, of course, none of this is financial advice, and if you'd have taken my advice when I said it was going to 20x soon, back in January, you'd have been completely wrong, because I was wrong. But, maybe I won't be this time. So I'd love to hear what you think, so please do leave a comment, and while you're down there, give the video a like, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you've got your notifications set on all, and above all, tell your friends.